Greetings. It's a Wednesday. I can't say it's quite happy, but it's not sad. Inspired conversations. I have to admit, I shed a few tears yesterday. I was a little heartbroken over the verdict for Carmelo Anthony. Because it's not like I thought there would be a different outcome. It's just that every now and then you want to believe something that's not true. You just do. And every now and then I want to believe that the system, the American government, will show leniency to Black American youth. And I know it won't. That's why I took my children out of the school system. It was what I had control over as far as allowing the American system, government system, education system, or whatever, to have access to my children. Because I wanted them to be aware of what I feel they needed to know. You don't let your oppressor teach your children. That's how I think. But anyway, I'm not surprised about any of it. One of the things I've told my children, and I think this is the best thing that we can do for our children, I told my children, even into young adulthood, say you can't make the same mistakes as everybody else. You can't. I don't have anybody, I don't have a friend, or I don't have a billionaire friend who I can say, hire my child, even though they have a record, and I don't have $1 million to throw at an attorney to get you out of trouble. If my children were to get on drugs, they certainly wouldn't be going to a treatment center or a retreat for, my God, rehabilitation. They're going to put your butt in prison, or you're going to end up out on the street, or you're going to have to come home with mama. Because other than that, you're not going to be given any special programs or anything like that. Because you're a victim of what? They don't see you as a victim. From the day you come into this world, into this American system, if they can't see you as a commodity, if they can't see you as collateral, then they probably just see you as disposable, something they need to get rid of. And so, again, I'm not surprised by either of these verdicts. Rick Chow, Carmelo Anthony. I find it really sad that Black American adults, even some that I like some of the things they say, I don't subscribe to anybody 100% because I'm always going to have a difference of opinion with probably 98% of the world. But I think it's the saddest thing to see Black American adults who may consider themselves conservative or Republican and even Democrat at this point say something like Carmelo Anthony is a murderer, when a murderer has the intention to kill. And that young man did not intentionally kill the other young man. He did not. You can't convince me of that. What he did was make a mistake in trying to defend himself. But he made a mistake that he could not afford to make. You cannot afford that kind of mistake. It's really sad. It's really sad because then when you think about it, who stands up for Black America only? You have these leaders. I saw something where, and I like Quanell X, he's out there marching for somebody else that's not black. And it's like, well, when do we have leaders as Black Americans that only stand for Black America? Nothing else. You are completely and solely loyal to the Black American experience, struggle, growth, progress, and that's all that's all you're here for. Nothing else. And that's what we need. So everybody who claims to be a leader and they are fighting for other people, those other people don't need you. They got America. America fights for them. We need you to fight for us, and only us. Excuse me. So though I'm sad about what's going on, I'm not surprised. I think the best thing we can do, whether it be as parents, friends, just, really, really be honest about where we live. Really be honest about it. It's not a system that is built for you. It is a system that was built on your oppression, built on your ancestors in chains. And when the chains came off, they didn't change the system. They just took the chains off. But the system didn't change. So what it was built on is the same thing that it runs on, which is the degradation, the oppression, just the harm of Black Americans. That's it. So, I'm sad that the system that was not built for these young people failed them again for the probably 1000th time. We shouldn't depend on the system. We shouldn't trust it, and we certainly should educate our children so they are not subject to it. Because your mistakes cost you a life. And now, definitely the other young man lost his life, which is tragic. But it was a mistake, and I know it was a mistake. So it's just sad. Anyway, y'all be well and stay well. Peace.